Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adarsh Tiwari, and I welcome you all here on behalf of my team, AdUpSense. So, who are we? We are 12 members from Uppsala University with different academic and cultural backgrounds. Why are we all here today? What is essentially the problem? Ever since this competition began, we have been hearing 1% of the world suffers with rheumatoid arthritis. What does this essentially mean? It means that 1% of the world is chronically suffering with inflammatory joint pains. And adalimumab, one of the highest selling drugs worldwide, is not an effective treatment for this entire 1% of the population. Also, the method for which it is used for detecting the concentration of drug in one's blood is sometimes expensive in many countries, and there is a long waiting time for test labs and results. So, how do we tackle this problem? Presenting our solution, Odin. It is a very simple device that works on the basic principle of electrochemistry. It eliminates all the existing problems that we have and adds value to our customers. No great mind has ever invented any device without venturing into the market and looking into the problem by talking to people. So this is essentially what we did. We went to hospitals, patients, even private clinics, and we interviewed doctors even in China. And they told us essentially the same things over and over and over again. So that is why we created this value proposition canvas so that we could achieve a strategic fit for our device. What were the three persisting, continuously occurring customer problems? I have a friend. She's dropping a one-year course. She's taking a break just because she missed one appointment with a doctor for this test. She's suffering from rheumatoid arthritis from the age of 18. So she missed one appointment and she has to wait 11 weeks. On the top of her head, I asked her what was the problem that you were facing apparently. And she's mentioned there are time-consuming tests, missing doctor appointments or not scheduled reminders, and long waiting time for test labs and results. So we essentially eliminate all the problems. How? Our device gives very fast results within 30 seconds. There is scheduled appointment and reminders with the help of our app, and it is completely wireless, self-contained. It basically fits in the palm of your hand. And on top it all off, it comes with a digital app assistant. Let's talk about market and customer segment. Our customer segment is niche. We are targeting hospitals, private clinics, research lab, and individuals, but these are the scopes of future when we achieve our break-even, which is after 4 years and 8 months. There will be a 9.7% growth by 2022, and this is essentially a $23.7 billion market. Financial analysis. The total investment, including the overhead, will be around 800,000 euros. The production cost for one device is 763 euros, and the selling price with a profit margin of 21% will be 930 euros. So we essentially calculated 9 KPIs, but these are the 4 most important ones that I would like to bring to your attention. Present value, the net present value, these are stretched over 10 years and on a scale of 7% at interest rate. The present value is 370,000 euros, annuity 53,000, internal rate of return 16%, and payback period is 5 years. I've rounded it off. More essentially, it is 4 years and 8 months. Conclusion, it is an excellent device that fits our customer, and it has a great future potential. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Oh, 2.
Hi, thank you for your pitch.
Thank you.
I was wondering, because you mentioned quite some interesting customer segments, and I noticed that in the document you made one general value proposition based on kind of a general customer profile. Who is going to be your focal customer at market launch and why?
Ma'am, in the very first year, we are just focusing on Scandinavian countries. So we will essentially launch in Sweden, and we will first of all we'll target all the government hospitals. So because the healthcare system in Scandinavian countries is very regulated, and it will be essentially an easy market for us to test our device and get essential feedback for continuous improvement on our device and also on our app. So for the very first year, we are essentially focusing on government hospitals and somewhere private clinics in Scandinavian countries. The next 2 years will be stretching all across Europe, and hopefully by 4th and 5th year, we'll launch into the Western market.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right, another question over here.
Thank you. Thank you for your pitch as well. In your documentation, I read your initial sales target is 1,000 sensors
Yes, ma'am. 1,000 sensors per year.
per year. Okay, and who is going to do that?
Ma'am, we'll basically hire freelancers, so for example, device representatives, because essentially the medical device manufacturing company is bigger than pharmaceutical companies apparently, the market for them. And they have device representatives, especially in the Western market. They all have special connections to all the hospitals and doctors, and they know what doctor is needed for what kind of test or device or any of that sort. So we will basically hire, since the first year, we'll basically hire these freelancers and we'll go from there.
Thank you for your presentation. Can
Thank
you
you,
also elaborate a bit on how you set the price for the sensor? How did you determine that?
Yes, sir. We bought the sensor from PalmSense, the EM Stat Pico, and it essentially just cost us 750 euros, the potential stat. The electrode we also bought from PalmSense, and it just costed us 3 euros. And in fact, it costed us a bit less, but since this is a consumable part, so it is generally a revenue generating model for us. So it is basically just 3 euros per test, if you look at it. And the housing and the application was developed in-house. So we basically assembled everything and worked out the application part. So this is the price breakdown of one device.
Okay, so that's very much cost plus in your own analysis. Did you look at the environment, what savings you are, and can you attract a bit more of the value
Absolutely,
towards
sir.
yourself?
Absolutely. If you look at the lowest, I just did my initial research all across Europe. And the lowest cost was, I think, 9 point something euros if converted using currency converter. So it was 9.7, which is essentially 10 euros. So per test. And if you can, just save, let's say, 70% of that money, why not? 7 euros never hurt anybody. So